Give me a wee, give me a love, love, give me a BR7. Oh, Beersheba, we love Beersheba, and you do too. Shalom Lukalam and welcome to Tales of the Negev. I am your host Alexander Griffith, and today I am in the old city of Beersheba. This is a lovely area of the city. It's a place where there are restaurants, little shops, boutiques, and places where people sell what they make, different things. There's clothes, there's pottery, there's electronics, there's lots of cool stuff in this area here. And what's special about the old city is that it is the original area of the city that was first constructed by the Ottoman Turks at the beginning of the 20th century. And a lot of the architecture here has been preserved, and the streets are in a special design that makes it different from the rest of Beersheba. And let's take a look around the old city and see what we can find. I'm in Rabin Square, which is a neutral or central area of the old city where a lot of the streets intersect, and there's a little area of paved walkways, and there's little restaurants around, and in fact there's some interesting works of art here, quite preserved architecture from many years ago. Let's take a look. Behind me is an old aqueduct. This aqueduct was built by the Ottoman Turks a long time ago. It was used to bring water from a spring into the center of the old city, and today it's intact, and a big part of the aqueduct near the beginning of it, just over there, is what is called a sakia. And a sakia is a mechanism that draws the water from the ground and rises it up into the aqueduct. Here in the old city, there's a large array of different international restaurants. There's restaurants from Georgia, there's some from Romania, others from Ethiopia, because there's a lot of immigrants that came to Beersheba over the past century and even today, and they brought a lot of their traditional dishes and cuisines to Beersheba, and people get to enjoy them and eat from the different dishes and foods that they make. And a lot of the Jews that first came here to this region, to the old city, came during a time when there was still a lot of Turks and Arabs in the area, and they wanted to do something to contribute to the community. And so what they did, these Jews, is they looked for a need, and they found that a lot of Bedouins came to the old city to have their wheat and grain ground for bread. So what the Jews did is that they opened up mill shops and they ground the wheat so that Bedouins can make their bread. And that's how a lot of Jews started off in this region. it or not, right where I am standing right now is my favorite street in all of the old city. The reason why is because of right above me, you see these? It's like an arch with a lot of cables going across it. Well, what it is it's a ginormous Christmas-like display. Well, here it might be a Hanukkah display. But what happens is that during the night, the whole arch comes alive with lights, and it creates different cool patterns, and on this street a lot of festivals and parties happen, and they have a beautiful display above them, and it's quite a sight to see. Take a look. There's an art organization in Sheva that wanted to make the city a little more interesting and interactive. So what they did is they took these toys and built them into the wall. So let's give them a try, shall we? So let's see, like there's little letters on the wall here, and you move them around, kind of like what you find in kindergarten, but it's fun, yes. And also, I remember this type of game. You have the little rolly thing, and it rolls down, rolls over, but it's more like you have to make an image, like a puzzle. So that's interesting. And there's another one over here, just around the corner, and it's the one with marbles. The marbles, remember that? Playing when we were kids. And also there's one with blocks and little dots of color. The instructions are here in Hebrew, but it might take a little time to explain it. But it's a pretty cool city having those interesting things around. There's a lot of art actually. You can find We love Sheva. You can find a lot of different murals along the streets, like there's one here, Dreams Come True, and there's a big flamingo. Hello flamingo. Nice flamingo. Here you'll find the exhibit created by a man named Spine. And this guy Spine he's a big graffiti artist, but he happened to land into prison one day, and even for, well, doing graffiti and certain things. But then these guys came along and said, "Hey Spine, will you do some art for us? We'll let you out of jail." And so what he did is this. A ton of art, a lot of graffiti. Very colourful, very interesting. You can see some very prolific colours and images. Some very interesting. Yep, this is an interesting destination for tourists to come and take a look at Spine's graffiti. Came here with my Ulpan group the other day and took some pictures, and I thought I would come back and show you guys Spine's art. It's quite interesting. Tour of the old city. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. There's a lot more that I could have shown you of the old city. There are things that I have yet to discover, and there's a lot of restaurants that we could have explored, but today it's a holiday. It's called Tisha B'Av, and it's a holiday of fasting, so a lot of the restaurants are closed. But once they're open again, I'll come back and we'll get to explore some of the cuisine. So I'll see you all in episode 5, and you have a wonderful day.